The melting of the ice caps and glaciers are getting more and more attention where average temperatures are rising rapidly. The melting could drastically change the Earth's albedo effect, where vast amounts of solar energy is rebounded back into space from the white ice mass and increase the amount of insulation absorbed. In the Arctic region, the area of permanent ice cover contracts by 9% each decade. Other terrestrial ice regions such as Antarctica, Greenland, and Qinghai Tibet Plateau are experiencing this similar issue. In this presentation, Charlotte and Sunny will talk about the key causes and effects of this environmental change, the negative implications on human civilization, and the feasible solutions that can prevent this change from happening.
According to a study conducted by the Georgia Institute of Technology, global warming is the underlying cause of glacial melt, which is responsible for the excessive cold and snow experienced in some regions of the Northern Hemisphere in recent years. This highly sensitive region is being profoundly affected by the changing climate. Researchers from this institute have also found that after the surface area of a glacier in the North Sea shrank at the highest rate in 2007, there has been extreme snowfall in North America, Europe, and a large part of China, claiming that the melting of the glaciers alters glacial atmospheric circulation in the Northern Hemisphere in winter. Furthermore, snowfall rates reached record levels during the winters of 2009, 2010, and 2011 in the Northern Hemisphere. In the North Sea, 29.4% of the surface area of glaciers has shrunk since 1979, when satellite observations were first introduced. American scientists say the size of the glaciers that melted is twice the area of France. One of the main environmental effects is the ice albedo feedback, where warming temperatures cause melting of the highly reflective ice and snow sheets, revealing darker surfaces that absorb more heat, thus increasing warming. Pure white snow has one of the highest albedos of 95%, and if this is replaced by water or rock, then the albedo is reduced and more incoming radiation is absorbed, raising temperatures and accelerating global warming. A study at University of Colorado suggests that sea temperatures in the Arctic have risen by 3 degrees Celsius in recent decades due to the buildup of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. Continued thinning of the ice will lead to a sudden acceleration of melting that will leave the ocean ice-free. Rising temperatures are already affecting Alaska, where the spruce bark beetle is breeding faster in the warmer weather. These pests now sneak in an extra generation each year. From 1993 to 2003, they chewed up 3.4 million acres of Alaskan forest. Melting glaciers and land-based ice sheets also contribute to rising sea levels, threatening low-lying areas around the globe with beach erosion, coastal flooding, and contamination of freshwater supplies. Nations such as the island Maldives and major cities like Shanghai would face major problems, lying just 6 feet above present sea levels.
The melting of ice could affect people who live in coastal areas, possibly over the next 50 to 100 years. It is reported that 634 million people who live along low-elevation coastal zones are at risk. This massive group includes 1/8 of the world's urban population. One of the countries most vulnerable is China, with 144 million potential climate refugees. India and Bangladesh are next, with 63 and 62 million respectively. These refugees would have to migrate to areas with higher elevation. In 1995, Bangladesh's Bola Island was half submerged by rising sea levels, leaving 500,000 people homeless. Scientists predict Bangladesh will lose 17% of its land by 2050 due to flooding caused by climate change. Not only areas being flooded, but vast areas of productive farmland would also be lost. The rice-growing river deltas and floodplains of Asia will be covered with seawater. Another problem with higher sea levels includes widespread septic tank malfunctions, which could lead to expensive repairing. Since the melting ice caps are caused by human activity, it is us who should start taking action. Solutions can be divided into international, national, and individual levels. We should support organizations who are stopping companies responsible for the climate disaster. According to Guardian, oil companies including Shell and Russia's Gazprom are taking advantage of the melt to speed up exploratory drilling and earn a potential 90 billion barrels of oil. Activists from Greenpeace have recently chained themselves to Gazprom supply ship to stop the company's activities. In a national level, countries should think about switching to alternative renewable energy sources. There are solar panels, wind turbines, geothermal, and tidal and wave power. We should support battery-powered electric cars instead of relying on the polluting internal combustion engines. For eco-friendly diesel engines, it is a good decision to use biodiesel, which contains a clean burning fuel called ethanol. As individuals, we need to reduce our carbon footprint. We can drive as little possible and take public transportation such as buses and subways. We can carpool with friends, ride a bike, or even walk to our destination. We can also reduce our impact by taking short showers and turning off running water while brushing our teeth. We should unplug electronics when we're finished and use CFL bulbs, which consumes roughly 75% less energy than incandescent light bulbs. Lastly, to reduce carbon dioxide, we can plant lots of trees in our surroundings.
The world is melting. We need to bring back the ice.